matibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Mainit at makabuluhang talakayan tungkol sa sports, kumpleto yan dito sa Power and Play. Mula sa mga paborito at naglalakihang atleta hanggang sa mga natatanging Pinoy sports figures na dapat niyong makilala. Ihahatid yan dito sa Power and Play.
Bago na, Power and Play na, bago na, Pilipinas tayo na.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at kung magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ng Pilipino.
Yan ang Pinoy.
Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, sumbesibay, lakay, amiga. Sama-samang pakita, ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Power and Play was brought to you by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, love your journey. Photon, empowering the Filipino business. Joyride, ang inyong bagong kasundo. And N Plus Gold, tanda ng pagmamahal.
Halina't makinig, talakayin natin ang larong gusto mo. Pag-usapan natin, ibida ang hilig ng bawat Pilipino na merong taglay na galing. Bago na, Power and Play na, bago na, Power and Play. Bago na, Power and Play na, bago na, Pilipinas tayo na. Bago na, Power and Play na, bago na, bago na, Power and Play na, bago na, Philippines has won. Oh my
Carlos Yulo with 2 gold medals.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Breaking records in sports and breaking barriers after sports. Yan po ang buhay ng isang atleta and truly the most remarkable feat of any athlete. At yan po ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong Sabado ng umaga sa inyong paboritong kasalo tuwing Sabado sa almusal. Kaya bango na, Power and Play na! Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat mga kapatid. Buenos dias, ano ba yun, Los Hermanos? Laing pagkabigat kada kayo amin, and of course, maayong buntag kaninyo tanan sa lahat po ng ating mga taga-panood po ng inyong paboritong kasalo tuwing Sabado, ang Power and Play. Ako po si Noli Iyala na talaga namang tuwan-tuwa na alam niyo po itong araw na to ay makasaysayan para sa amin sa Power and Play sapagkat ito pong araw na to ay malapit dun sa aming anibersaryo. Kaya itong aming parang 8th anniversary show ng Power and Play. 8 taon na po kaming magkakasama, nagbibigay ng balita, ng talakayan at of course ng mga opinion tungkol sa mga issues at iba't ibang pangyayari sa mundo ng palakasan. Kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat sa inyong pagsama sa amin. 8 years ng Power and Play. Ako talagang napakarami na namin nakahalubilo dito at nakausap. Kaya talagang nakakatuwa ho. And syempre, hindi po tapos ang usapan namin sa aming 8 taon kung hindi ko po kasama ang aking kausap tuwing Sabado and of course araw-araw ang aking kaibigan and the man for all seasons, Jared Dillinger. Magandang umaga, partner!
Good morning, partner. Good morning po sa inyo lahat. At happy anniversary year ng Power and Play. At alam niyo naman, sa usapang Chinese number, yung 8 forever yan. Swerte yan. Walang putol yan. Walang putol yan. Kaya patuloy po at walang putol ang ating talakayan ng Power and Play tungkol sa mga palakasan, issues, good news, and bad news.
Naku, talking about good news, partner. Ha? Ngayong araw pong ito, kagaya ng sabi ko sa opening, breaking records, breaking barriers. Ang ating pong mga kasama mamaya, dalawang atleta na parehong nagbigay ng karangalan, but at the same time ngayon, after sports or after retirement, nagpapatuloy man nagbigay ng kabuhayan at tulong sa ating mga kabataan. Mamaya po ang ating mga kasama, ang dating TNT player. Naglaro rin sa Meralco. Naglaro rin sa Ginebra.
Yes.
Walang iba kundi si Jared Dillinger, mga kapatid. Ngayon po siya retirado na. At ang buhay niya po ay nasa Naga City na, partner.
Nabigla ako yun. Nakita ko sa Facebook.
Facebook? Oo.
Nasa Naga na.
Nasa Naga na. At siya po ay merong tinayudong advocacy.
Yeah.
Oo. So after nagretiro po siya mula sa PBA. Ating makakausap mamaya si Jared Dillinger. And of course, mamaya rin po, ating rin makakausap. Naku, isa na ngayon ang pinakamabilis na babae o atleta sa buong Southeast Asia.
Wow.
Ito pong si Zion Corrales Nelson. Siya po isang Fil-Canadian who just broke the Philippine record sa 100-meter run, dash. Diba?
Breaking record yan, partner. Diba? Yung dati. Although nakadalawa ng records na na-break yan. Pero yung unang-una na talagang kapitapitagan, yung kay Lydia Di Vega. Na talagang
33 years na record.
33 years
pero
na record.
mukhang hindi pa yata official yun Ewan ko kasi hindi pa naililista, but she broke it in an NCAA track meet. So again, malalaman natin mamaya po yan. Abangan niyo po yung usapan na yan. Pero partner, of course, sabi ko nga, balikan natin yung ating anniversary dito. Alam mo, ang nagsimula po nitong show na to, ang ating kaibigan at of course, malaking supporter po ng Power and Play na si partner Elmer Ngo. Naku, talaga namang...
kita mo naman yan. Congratulations sa
Kaya ako'y nagpapasalamat kay Elmer na hanggang ngayon po ay sumusuporta. Of course, marami nang ginagawa si partner Elmer kaya hindi na siya masyadong nakatutok sa atin. But patuloy po ang kanyang pagsuporta. Siya pong talagang nagtayo nito na imbitahan lang po ang inyong abang lingkod na mag-host. Pero after that, nagtuloy-tuloy na po nga tayo hanggang ngayon, 8 taon na, papunta na tayo sa ikasyam.
Isipin mo yun, no?
Kita mo?
Isipin mo, kunyari, kung baka sa Sanggula, nagsimula yan, dede pa lang ng gatas.
Oo.
Ngayon, lumalamo na yan. 8 years old.
Lumalamo na ng hamburger.
Hamburger.
Pataba na ng pataba. Pero again, kami Roy, nagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat, sa ating mga suki. Pati na sa lahat ng media na sumuporta sa atin. Si partner Abak. Of course, na lagi nating suki dito. Pag wala ako.
At bino mo, 8 years. Yung anak nyo na, nakakausap natin.
Lahat po ng mga media, sila Quinito, sila Homer Saison, Sid Ventura, lahat po, si Ray Hoble, at ang sports media na isinusulat ang mga lumalabas sa atin dito sa ating show. Na mga balita o di kaya yung mga features katulad ng iba't ibang guests. And talking about guests, sa dami naman ng ating mga naging guest din dito, partner. Ang kauna-unahan nating guest dito, partner, ay walang iba kundi si Tim Cone at si Quinito Henzon. In 2018, June 30 po kami nagsimula dito sa Power and Play. At yun ay nakakatuwa na naging guest din natin dito si Alan Kaydik at iba't iba pa, mga international na mga atleta. And talaga naman, kumbaga, lahat po yan pag binibilang ko nga, libo na sa 8 taon. Kasi ilang linggo ang isang taon, mga 52 yata, di ba? Sa dami nun, sa 8, 400, kung 3 sa isang araw, hindi libo na yung ating naging-guest partner.
Tsaka sakto nga doon sa pangalan ng ating programa, di ba? Talaga ang mga iniimbitahan natin mga guest dito, mga atleta or mga patrons ng isang sport, talagang may power and they also know how to play.
Of course, talagang kaya all these years, of course, may mga natackle po tayong very sensitive issues dito. meron tayong mga opinion
Yes.
na yung iba ay hindi na sumang-ayon. Ganun ho talaga. Tayo naman ay nagpapasalamat na sila ay nagre-react sa ating mga opinion. At meron naman tayo sinang-ayunan at mga suhestyon na sinunod ng ating mga sports officials. So, it's been a tremendous run for 8 years. Hopefully, kami ni Partner Jera ay patuloy pa magbigay sa inyo ng balita. And of course, lastly, partner, kailangan natin pasalamatan ang Signal TV.
Siyempre.
And of course, ang 105.9 True FM. Si Ma'am Shena Olaso ng Signal na talaga namang sumuporta sa atin from the very, very start. Maraming salamat, Ate Shena, sa iyong suporta. And of course, ngayon lahat po ng leadership ng management, top management ng Signal at ng 105.9 True FM. Talagang salamat po na nandito pa kami ni Partner Jera.
Salamat po sa inyo.
Oo. Marami ho tayong pag-uusapan ngayong araw pong ito. Medyo aabangan natin. Alam mo, isang, of course, nangyari sa last few days, last few weeks, ay ang tungkol sa Philippine Volleyball, partner.
Yes. Oh.
Na kung saan, mga kapatid, yung ating National Sports Association sa volleyball ay katakot-takot ang pinagdadaanan ngayon. At in fact, nasuspindi na po ng Philippine Olympic Committee. Kung ating titingnan lamang ang mga pangyayari dito at meron tayong konting grabe, di ba? Yung roller coaster nito. Nagkaroon ng eleksyon, na-elect yung bagong opisyal. After wala pang 6 na buwan, natanggal na kagad.
Oh.
So, there must be something na hindi magandang mga nangyayari sa volleyball.
Kaya nga, yung nabasa ko yan sa pahayagan, ang unang pumasok sa ulo ko, what? What?
Anyari? Just to say,
6 na buwan pa lang.
6 na buwan pa lang And you know, ito po yung parang, kumbaga, timeline suspension. Dahil sabi nga natin,
Para maliwanagan
po ang ating mga viewers, no? Ito po yung ating pag-uusapan habang inintay natin ang ating mga bisita. Ito po ang naging timeline ng suspension ng Philippine National Volleyball Federation Incorporated, no? Noong Mayo 29, mga kapatid, ang FIVB, yung pong International Federation of Volleyball, sinuspindi ang PNVF effective immediately under Article 13.1.1 ng kanila pong disciplinary regulations. Ito po ay sanhi ng governance concerns, ethics violations,
Ano kaya yan?
at disputes over national team player releases. Yung bang nirereklamo ng mga player na hindi sila binibigyan ng pahinga, parang tuloy-tuloy yung paglalaro. So, noong pong late May at early June, ang Philippine Sports Commission under Chairman Patrick Gregorio, mga kapatid, sinuspindi na dahil nga sa queue ng FIVB ang funding ng PNVF pending the investigation into contract breaches and operational issues. Yun ang sabi ng PSC, no? Of course, ang PNVF nagbigay ng kanilang internal statement at nag-apila o naghanda mag-apila sa FIVB, yung kanilang Mother International Federation. Nung early to mid-June, mga kapatid, karamihan po ng PNVF board, yung bagong board na to na na-elect noong November.
Effective Enero. Oh.
Karamihan po ng PNVF board, bagong membro, ay tinanggal na si Presidente Tony Boy Liao ng kanila pong grupo at tinangkang palitan ng bagong presidente sa pangalang Frank Lau. Ito po ang isa sa mga team owners ng volleyball teams ng Premier Volleyball League o yung PVL. Ito pong June 24, ilang araw pa lamang, ang Philippine Olympic Committee naman officially sinuspindi na po ang PNVF following the FIVB's lead. Yung pong POC, diniklarang yung recent board elections din ay invalid. Wala pong bisa as it happened during the FIVB suspension. Ang sabi po ng POC, wala daw notice sa POC at wala ring observer ang POC. At noong Huwebes lamang, partner, after the suspension ng POC, ang FIVB, mga kapatid, ad hoc committee na binuo ng FIVB to oversee volleyball dito habang suspende ang National federation dito, ay nag-release na po ng tinatawag na roadmap to reinstatement. Ito po ay parang mga requirement ng FIVB na dapat sundin ng PNVF para ma-lift ang suspension nila. Kasama po dito sa reforms na hinihingi ng FIVB ay number 1, settling of outstanding coaches' salaries, releasing players for national team duties, creating a quote-unquote conflict of interest policy, the creation of an athletes commission para magbigyan ng boses ang mga atleta, at alignment of the local volleyball calendar to the FIVB calendar. At marami pang iba po yan. Ha? Yan
8
po.
yan, no?
8 yan. 8-point roadmap to reinstatement. Ha, mga kapatid. At yan po ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong araw pong ito sa ating unang segment.
Who watched the score?
Who What's the Score? Anyari? Ayan nga po ang ating What's the Score issue ngayong araw na to. Kung saan, parang ano ba talaga ang magiging status ngayon ng PNVF? Ngayong suspendido na sila. At kamusta, paano ang volleyball?
Actually, partner, yan ang isa. Inaantay lang natin yung ating mga panauhin. No? But I have a lot of questions with regards to what happened.
What happened?
Who what happened?
Actually, partner, habang, kasi ang ating pong mga bisita dito sa What's the Score, ang dalawa pong pinakamataas na opisyales ng sports sa ating bansa. Nandito na po at kasama natin ang mismong chairman ng Philippine Sports Commission, ang ating pong kaibigan at kaibigan po ng programa, walang iba kundi si Chairman Patrick Gregorio. Magandang umaga, Chairman Pato. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Chairman.
Magandang umaga, Sir Dolly, Sir Gerald. Nice to be back. Magandang umaga po sa lahat ng nanonood.
Alam namin na ikaw ay kung saan-saan nakikita kita, kung saan-saan lupalop ng Pilipinas, Chairman. At ikaw nga, parang sunburn ka na. Hindi, alam ko hindi dahil sa golf yan, dahil sa kaiikot mo kung saan-saan. So kami po ay nagpapasalamat na binigyan nyo kami ng panahon. Iniintay pa po namin din ang Pangulo ng Philippine Olympic Committee na si Mayor Abraham Bambol Tolentino, na ang balita natin ay nasa Melbourne, Australia. Kalalapag lang daw po. Siguro nagpapahinga pa ng konti o nasa biyahe at humahanap ng signal. Pero hopefully ay makasama natin yan. But since nandito na si Chairman Pato, di ba? Unang-una, Chairman, ano po ang reaksyon ng PSC dito sa inilabas na 8-point roadmap to reinstatement ng FIVB pagdating po sa suspension ng PNVF sa Pilipinas?
Well, unang-una, happy 8th anniversary.
Salamat, Chairman.
Mabuhay kayo at ganda naman kasi ng programa, kaya tatagal pa yan ng mahabang panahon. So congratulations.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.
Yung ito pong FIVB PNVF issue, siguro magandang simulan to sa isang konteksto, no? Number 1, familiar po ako sa ganitong mga issues at problema. Alam na alam ho namin yan ni Com Noli. Dahil kung hindi nyo na ho tatanungin, 20 years ago, yan rin ho ang problema nung Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas at BAP. Ganyan-ganyan rin ho yan. And talagang unang-una, malaking problema, malungkot, masalimuot, daming issues, pero talagang I think ang isang importanteng trait na meron ka dapat as a sports leader, na kahit saan kang kupunan, kahit nandun ka sa kaliwa, kahit nandun ka sa kanan, ang importante yung pag-unawa at yung pasensya. Kasi kung hindi mo bubuksan yung pag-iisip mo para sa kabutihan ng sport at ng mga atleta, wala talagang mangyayari dyan. Matagal lang na bangayan yan. Alam namin ni Com Noli yan. Pero tingnan natin yung mga federation ngayon, katulad ng SBP, napakatibay na, maganda na yung liderato. Mahusay na yung foundation, malalim na. So siguro yun yung context nung paliwanag ko ngayon. Sir Gerald, Sir Noli, yung konteksto na ito bang problema ng PNVF, is this an opportunity para patibayin na yung foundation ng volleyball? Kasi let's face it, let's give it to the volleyball stakeholders. Napakalaki na ng sport na ito. Napakaganda ng sport na to. Napakaraming fans sa buong Pilipinas, sa buong mundo. Ang daming nagmo-monitor, ang daming nag-cheer. Pero kailangan mapagtibay na natin kasi pag pinagganda natin yung programa ng volleyball at makatulong tayo sa pagpapatibay ng programa ng volleyball, then that means titibay yung national team natin at magiging top-ranked team tayo as we prepare for our hosting in 2029.
Yun nga eh.
Yung nga eh.
Yun nga, Chairman alam natin na maraming plano ang volleyball sa susunod na mga taon, partner. Kayo po, very supportive sa volleyball. Alam naman natin yan, lahat po ng mga infrastruktura natin pinapaayos nyo para magandang hosting natin. Parang kayo napilitan suspindihin ng funding because of this sa pangyayaring ito. Ano ho ang naging base? Ano ho ang nakita ninyo? Kaya bigla ninyong sinuspinde. Ano ho talaga ang pakay ng PSC dito? Mapilitang magbago ng liderato o talagang gusto lamang ninyong makita muna kung anong gagawin dito ng volleyball community?
Thank you for that question. Maganda pong ipaliwanag ko ng mabuti yan. Alam niyo po, yung dating mga liderato, sila Ramon Susara, more than 20 years ko na hong kakilala yan. Si Ramon Susara, ang tagal ho niyang champion sa UP, 5-feet ho yan. Kung di nyo na hindi nyo po alam, 5-feet champion po yung mga grupong yan sa UP. Sila nila Ramon, sila VP Sada, sila yung tatay ni si Mike Verano. Napakahusay po yan. So ganun katagal ko nakakilala yan. Sa kabilang dako, sila Tony Boy Leao, 20 years na rin natin kakilala yan. Sila Ricky Palu, 20 years na rin natin kakilala yan. Pero yung decision po namin sa PSC, wala pong personal dyan. Hindi po yan. May kinakampihan kami sa kaliwang grupo, may kinakampihan kami sa kabilang grupo. Hindi po. Malinaw po sa amin yan. Bakit po namin ginawa yon ng mga commissioners ng PSC? Kasi po, very important sa amin na kung meron kang hiniling na tulong sa PSC, pag may hiningi kang pinansyal na tulong sa PSC, abay alagaan mo ng mabuti yung perang hiningi mo sa PSC, lalo na sa mga ganyang hostings. So nagsimula po yan, paliwanag ko lang po, na nung yung bagong dispensation, yung bagong liderato ng PNVF ay humingi ng pondo para i-host yung beach volleyball 2 months ago in Valley. And ayan, tumulong po si PSC. Nandyan po kami. Nakita po kagad namin na ang dami po, it seems na hindi nila pinag-aralan kung ano yung pinirmahan nilang kontrata sa PSC as far as yung mga deliverables nila, Kung Noli. In other words, nung nakita namin, unang latag pa lang ng hosting, nakita namin ang lalaki ng mga sponsorship values, ng mga logos, ng maraming sponsors ng volleyball. Nakita ho namin, kami ang pinakamalaking binigay na sponsorship doon sa event. Kasing laki lang ho ng plato yung sponsorship logo namin. Yung iba kasing laki ng bahay. Yung sa amin kasing laki ng plato. Tapos ang sasabihin mo...
Japanese plate pa yan, Chairman. Japanese plate,
yes,
siguro.
Opo. Pang appetizer. Tapos ang sasabihin mo, yan ang patakaran ng FIVB. Sa loob-loob ko, teka muna. That is the problem. When everybody wants to be leaders of NSAs, but they are not ready to be leaders. Meaning, hindi nila napag-aralan kung ano ba ang kailangan para mamuno ng isang napakalaki, napaka-importanting NSA. Hindi po talaga. Kaya binigyan na ho namin yan ng warning. There is something wrong with the way you deal with the Philippine Sports Commission. So, dyan na po yan. Nagsimula na po yan. And nung nakikita na po namin na yung issue on hindi na sasweldohan yung coaches, hindi na sumasali yung mga dapat na national players sa team, And then, ayan na naman ho yung susunod na hosting, yung Candon hosting. Humihingi na naman ho ng pondo.
Mas malaking
Ay,
plato
hindi
na. Mas malaking plato na yan, Chairman.
Hindi, in fairness to them, hinabol ho nila last minute
Oo.
yung kanilang pagbigay
ng value.
ng value.
Oo.
Pero it doesn't work that way eh. Ang sa akin nga po, sana maintindihan ako ng mga nakikinig, alam natin to, when you ask for something from sponsors, lalo na sa gobyerno, ang hinihingi lang ho naman yan, pasalamatan nyo naman ho ng mabuti. Yung gobyerno, pasalamatan nyo naman ho mabuti yung Philippine Sports Commission. Huwag nyo na hong irason yung FIVB na kaya kami wala ron kasi yan lang ang gustong patakaran ng FIVB. Sino naman ho ang maniniwala dyan sa tagal ho natin sa Philippine Sports? Nung nag-host ho tayo ng World Championships noong September, halos lahat ng pader dyan, halos lahat ng flooring, ang nakalagay ho, Philippine Sports Commission. So there was something wrong with the way the previous dispensation was managing yung, and they were not really, they really were not ready to manage it the way we should manage NSAs. Ganun lang po yun.
Okay.
Wala po akong personal dyan.
Chairman, no? Anyway, listening to your explanation, it seems na talagang alam nyo, at alam rin naman ng lahat, na politika talaga ng ano, there are two factions na nagbabangayan di ba? And then you explained a while ago, parang talagang what really got your attention here yung values nga dahil mga gaplatito nga, isang platitong mani yung But I understand, Chairman, because ang PSC talaga more on funding para ma-develop. Unfortunately, wala pa si Chairman Bambol, no? Pero sa akin lang kasi, nag-iisip ako, katulad ng, like what we discussed, 6 months pa lang tong,
New leadership.
New leadership, Ako, I'm not taking sides here. Nagtataka lang ako, dahil 6 months to their tapos para bang tsunami agad ang bumagsak dito, palitan lahat, But I guess, itong nangyaring to did not happen in 6 months. No, with regards to how the funding is being used, disbursed, no, a problem with the players, salaries, and even the coaches. Ano ba to? Is this this decision fall squarely on the present administration, or is FIVB doing this, and even PSC and POC try to do this, katulad na sinabi nyo, para maayos at magkaroon ng tamang pundasyon? And second,
ako po, Sir Jenna, nandun po ako sa tamang pundasyon. Alam mo, yung 6 months, so kahit sa trabaho, you are given 6 months to prove na
probi ka sa 6 months probationary
regular employee, alam po natin yan. It's either you have it or you don't. But ako po, simple lang po, no? Sabi ko nga, wala po akong personal na issue dyan. Yung dating presidente ay presidente ho ngayon ng Asian Volleyball Confederation. Wala naman po siya talagang dapat ng role sa PNVF. Wala na po talaga siyang dapat kahit anong link sa PNVF. Except that PNVF is a member of the 65-member country of the AVC. Ngayon, ang importante lang po sa amin is ang daming hinuhost ng volleyball dahil gusto ng mga mamamayan, ng mga kababayan natin. Kakatapos lang ho ng World Beach Pro Tour, kakatapos lang po ng Candon, kakatapos lang po ng VNL sa Pasig. Alam niyo po, in the last 3 months, 3 world events kagad ng volleyball yan. If we do not see that the federation is managed properly, bibigyan pa po namin ng ano yan, ng sige, isang pagkakataon. Hindi po. We do not manage that way. Ang sa akin po, there are contracts you sign, malinaw na malinaw, there are values you promised, there are deliverables you promised because you are hosting. Pag hindi po namin nakita yan, pasok po kami kaagad. And sabihin namin, either we deal directly with FIVB, either we deal directly with the organizers, Kami ang gagawa niyan para matuloy lang ang kaligayahan at yung pag-enjoy ng mga taong bayan. Ganun lang po 'yon. It is really an administrative concern.
Okay.
Nothing personal.
Actually, partner, in fairness to the PSC and of course Chairman Pato, talaga naman yun ang
Exactly,
I want to make it clear. Dahil ang PSC naman po hindi nakikialam sa leadership
Exactly.
ng
Kaya
mga
sabi ko,
NSA.
unfortunately, wala nga
dahil
dito.
government intervention yun, bawal yun
Oo,
sa
kaya nga,
Olympism.
unfortunately-
That's why it's really Bambol,
Si
si
Bambol,
Mayor Bambol.
unfortunately nga,
And I think the PSC only suspended funding. In other words, kung sino man ang presidente ninyo, wala mo kami pakialam Basta maayusin ninyo
Basta
na yung
sasarado muna namin yung gripo.
Oo, hanggang
Ayusin nyo yan.
hanggang hindi nyo naayos. Yun naman requirement namin sa paggastos nyo ng pera ng gobyerno.
tama naman,
Okay,
tama
so ang tanong ko, Chairman, moving forward, meron na pong roadmap to reinstatement. At ano po magiging role ng PSC dito sa roadmap na to? Nakausap nyo na ba ho ang FIVB? Kasi meron ho silang binabanggit. Halimbawa, nung number 1, an immediate signed written commitment that PNVF will cooperate with 7-year PSC agreement related to both event organization, volleyball empowerment, and comply with FIVB decisions. Ano po itong 7-year agreement na to? And ano po magiging role ng PSC sa pagpapatupad nitong roadmap to reinstatement?
Okay. Thank you. When we hosted the World Volleyball Championships last September, nag-usap po ang dating liderato ng PNVF, FIVB, at ang PSC at sinabi, Pilipinas, gusto niyo pa ba ng mas magandang programa ng volleyball sa Pilipinas? Gusto niyo pa ba ng mga international competition sa Pilipinas? Gusto niyo ba maging top sa Asia at one day maglaro sa Olympics? Yan ho ang basihan niyang 7-year development plan na yan. Kasi kung bibilangin po natin yung 7-year development plan na yan, shoot na shoot po yan sa 2032 Brisbane Olympics. So, yan po, plinat namin, kasama ang FIVB, plinat namin, kasama ang PNVF, at yan pong 8 nakikita nyo dyan, yan ho yung analysis nila na magpapatibay sa volleyball sa Pilipinas. Sila po ang eksperto dyan. Kami po ay kailangan lang sumang-ayon na yes, napakagandang programa na ito. Yes, titibay ang volleyball sa Pilipinas. Sige, paano kami makakatulong? Paano kami makakabigay ng funding? So, yan pong ad hoc committee sets roadmap. Yes, miniting na po kami ng FIVB last week sa yung kanilang committee na galing pa sa kanilang home base sa Switzerland. Isa pong taga Palau na abogado, isa pong taga Switzerland na abogado, at isa pong Filipina representing FIVB na abogado. Pasensya na po, hindi ko lang po matandaan yung mga names nila. Kasama po dyan yung mga liderato ng volleyball world. So ang pinag-usapan lang po is, regardless kung sino yung magiging leader, wag po natin isipin, dapat gusto natin itong taong to. Hindi po. Gusto po natin patibayin yung bagong federation ng volleyball sa Pilipinas. Tayo ba ay susubok pa rin na ang unang tanong lang ho naman nila sa akin, kayo ba ay interesado pa rin sa World Volleyball Championships sa January 2029? Ay siyempre ho, sagot ko oo. Sagot ko oo. Okay, kung kayo interesado pa rin, you have to do all of these things.
Okay.
And isa-isahin natin. Yun po yun, Comnoli. Yun ang dahilan po nun.
Partner, meron kang bang follow-up dyan?
Actually, malinaw naman talaga natanong ko lang kasi kanina kay chairman nga dahil nga sinabi nga 2 grupo. Pero siyempre, ang concern ng Philippine Sports Commission ay yung funding.
Funding.
Diba? Pero kung maraming butas, hindi magandang financial management, they have all the right, di ba? Para unfortunately, wala nga dito wala pa
Meron tanong doon na, Chairman. Ngayon na pong suspendido ang funding. Alam naman natin yung mga ibang national athletes natin na nagpa-prepare pa rin. Meron pa rin mga ganyan, yung mga
at saka sweldo, paano
ABC, mga sweldo, yung mga VNL, di ba? Paano ho yan? Pati ba ho yun hindi nababayaran sila? O yung suspension ng funding is only for event organization? Ano ba ho ang limitasyon ng suspension of funding?
Hindi po nagka problema ang pasweldo ng atleta.
Yun.
Hindi po not even a single minute, tuloy-tuloy po 'yan. Yung Kandon AVC po, we had to deal directly with the LGU because we are allowed. So ang kinausap po namin ay si Mayor Eric Singson ng Kandon. So binago ho namin yung kontrata. So yung tulong namin sa AVC was through Kandon City. Dito po sa VNL, kadil po directly ang FIVB with the support of the Philippine Olympic Committee. So, in other words po, wala lang po sa committee yung mga leaders ng PNVF.
Okay.
Pero yung lahat po ng funding, lalo na sa atleta, hindi ho na-delay yan, hindi po namin hinold yan.
Chairman, meron pang isang punto dito sa roadmap. Ito pong number 5, kung saan sinasabi dito, the development of a long-term development roadmap for the national team, including proper infrastructure and budgeting covering the period of the PNVF president's term and a longer-term projected budget approved by the FIVB. Ang ibig ba hong sabihin nito ngayon na ang PSC hindi po i-lift yung suspension ng funding unless yung budget na isasubmit sa inyo ay aprobado ng FIVB? Yan ba ho ang effect niyan?
Yes, ganun po ang mangyayari dyan. Meaning, sumunod po tayo sa budget kasi alam naman natin yan, Comnoli, wala naman hong planong masusunod kung walang maayos na budget.
Of course, opo.
At kung yung budget ay hindi susundin, hindi ho masusunod yung plano. So, very strict ho si FIVB dyan. And let me point this out. The little that I know, in my dealings with FIVB, because we had very good relations nung nag-host ho sila dito, nung dinala nila at nag-host tayo rather. And talagang nakilala ko po personally si President Fabio Acevedo at lahat ho ng board ng FIVB because they were here for 2 weeks. Ang sinasabi lang po niyan, pagandahin na, tutulungan namin kayo pagandahin yung programa nyo, laanan nyo ng budget, mula sa gobyerno, mula sa private sector, at mula rin ho sa FIVB. Kasi ho, may subsidy ho ang FIVB sa National Federation. Yung pasweldo ho ng mga coach, doon yan. So, ano po talaga to? Concerted effort. So, hindi po pwede na walang teamwork. So yun lang naman po ang naging issue. Kaya nalista nila lahat yan.
Well, alam nyo, sayang nga, mukhang nahihirapan si Mayor Bambol na makapasok dahil nga po nasa sa Australia siya. Pero, Chairman, before we let you go, dahil po dito sa mga pangyayaring ito, ano pong may bibigay niyong payo sa mga NSA? Mga leksyon na dapat matutunan ng NSAs?
Actually, mabigat na leksyon na itong ginawa.
Oo, na para po hindi tayo magka-problema sa PSC. Ano po ang... Kasi mabuti ito. May pagkakataon ko yung... Kumbaga, hindi naman kastigoduhin, di ba? Pero pangaralan ang mga NSA, Chairman.
Alam mo, Sir Dolly, very familiar ka rito eh. Ang pinaka-importante lang naman po na meron tayong NSA affairs na nagsasabi, okay, number 1 po, simplify ko lang ho. Ang number 1 requirement lang naman po ng PSC sa mga NSA, please liquidate the money you requested from PSC and from Philippine government. Yung hiningi nyo pong tulong sa PSC, i-liquidate nyo lang po ng maaga, i-liquidate nyo lang po ng maayos. Otherwise po, talagang hindi kayo papayagan ng PSC at ng gobyerno, kasama po ang COA dyan, sa continuous na paggamit nyo ng pera ng gobyerno. That is number 1. Now, ganun ba ho kami ka-stricto? Hindi ho. Napaka-ganda nga ho ng serbisyo ng PSC. Pag nahihirapan nga ho yung mga yung mga NSA, yung mga merong nahihirapan ng mga nagli-liquidate at nadidelay, kung may trip sila abroad na maapektuhan yung atleta, kami hong PSC pa nagpapadala ng Special Disbursing Officer. Ultimong PSC ho ang naghahawak ng pondo at nag-disburse para sa NSAs. Pero ano pong sinasabi natin? That is why there is an NSA president. That is why there is a SecGen. That is why we want a professionally managed NSA. Because partnership po tayo eh. Hinira mo yung pera, ibalik mo ng maayos or i-liquidate mo lang ng maayos. Kasi yan po ang gagamitin natin to really develop yung sports na gusto nyo i-develop, lalo na sa grassroots at lalo na sa international training.
Well said.
Yeah, Chairman, speaking of liquidation, can you give us more or less a figure? Kamusta naman po yung pag-liquidate ng mga NSA sa inyo? 50%, 60%, 70%?
Hindi, marami pong maayos. Marami pong maayos.
Nice to hear.
Marami pong maayos na liquidation process ngayon. Kasi po, na-streamline na rin po namin sa PSC. Alam niyo po, kailangan naman i-review rin namin yung aming process. 11 months ago, nung ako po yung napasok dyan, close to 1 year ago, nung ako po yung napasok dyan, I found out that the process for liquidation and even process for requests ay parang mga siyam na steps, siyam na hakbang. Ito gawin mo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ngayon bumaba na lang sa 4 o 5 yung proseso. So mas madali po yan. And moving forward in the next few months, kung nasaan po yung NSA office ng PSC, yung dating familiar po lahat ng tao rito, ang NSA office, ang katabi po niyan, dating taekwondo gym. Yung taekwondo gym po, magiging NSA office hub na po yan. Lahat po ng NSAs will be given para bang a space there na pwede silang mag-share, office sharing, co-share, nandun ho lahat so that they can prepare for their liquidation and then submit it to the NSA office just beside the NSA office hub. So all of those support we give to the NSAs po. Hindi po natin dapat pahirapan din sila kasi alam naman po natin volunteer work rin naman po yung pag-manage nila sa NSAs.
Well, we certainly hope na partner magpatuloy ito. Lalong-lalo na ngayon at maganda ang pondo na maaaring malaan sa sports dahil nga sa panibagong yung mga developments sa PSC. And of course, itong volleyball, Chairman, sana mga po matapos na to sapagkat napakarami nating fans na ang gusto ay volleyball action, hindi po away ng mga volleyball leaders. And we certainly hope na mamuling mabuksan ang magpatuloy ang magandang pag-govern sa volleyball community dito. Chairman, last message mo, Chairman.
Yes, Comnoli, Sir Gerard, thank you very much for this opportunity na na-explain natin ng maayos kung ano po ang mga patakaran ng PSC. Yung sana maayos ng maaga, nandyan ho tayo. As a matter of fact, nung nag-usap ho kami ng FIVB last week, ang timeline na binibigay nila sa sarili nila na tinatanong nila kung kami isang ayon ay 30 days. 30 days lang po. So, alam ko na ang POC ay nagpiprepare na para sa Asian Games. Kailangan po by July wala na tayong problema sa ganitong issues so that we can prepare for the Philippines participation in the Asian Games. At ako naman alam ko na pag ganyang mga preparasyon sa SEA Games, sa Asian Games, napakaganda po ng preparation ng Philippine Olympic Committee dyan. Tagal ko na akong kasama si President Bambol Tolentino. Pag ganyang mga laban, talagang pinag-aaralan nilang mabuti yan. So kami po nananalig na by mid-July, latest, hopefully, tapos na po itong issue to. At kung ano man yung mga personal na issues, we all move forward para lang siguraduhin na yung volleyball ang maprotektahan sa pagkakataon na ito.
Maraming salamat po, Chairman. And we're looking forward to that na maayos itong gusot na to. Alam naman namin, ikaw ay solution focused rather than
problem solver.
Problem solver talaga yung brother ko. Chairman Pato, maraming po salamat sa inyo. Mabuhay ang PSC at lahat ng atletang Pilipino. Maraming po salamat.
Maraming salamat, Power Play. Mabuhay po.
Mga kaibigan, ang Chairman ng Philippine Sports Commission, Chairman Patrick Pato Gregorio. Brother, maraming salamat. Sayang at hindi natin ako si President Bambol. Ngayon, may message. Tinawagan po natin at sabi po niya talaga nahihirapan daw pong makasama at garalgal yung audio.
Baka may sore throat.
Oh, hindi. Baka
Kaya garalgal.
nagmumumog. Alam mo, may binabanggit si Chairman na hopefully by mga mid-July.
Yan.
Pero dito sa roadmap, merong mga requirements na parang 6 months down the road pa eh. Halimbawa, yung establishment of an athletes commission na ang gusto nila ay within 6 months, no? And at saka yung creation of a regional league in the Philippines, within 6 months. So, again, ito po yung mga mabibigat na mga requirements, but hopefully, sabi nga ni Chairman Pato, maayos ito kagad with proper governance policies.
And I think yung just like what Chairman explained, ito namang roadmap na binigay in consultation with the PSC
and the POC.
Kaya ibig sabihin, yung binigay na to,
Realistic.
Realistic. And it's doable.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kasi mahirap yung nangyari sa amin dati sa SBP, may mga demands ang FIVB, ang FIBA noon, na napakahirap gawin. No? Kaya mabutit na ayos din yung gusot na yun. Pero it took years bago na lift ng suspension ng Pilipinas. No? So again, we're hoping na maayos po ito.
Sana partner, di ba?
Sana makakuha tayo ng reaction kay Mayor Bambol when he comes back. And even the PNVF. Actually, mga kapatid, in all transparency, ating pong inimbita si Tony Boyao. Ilang beses po. And he asked that he beg off, sabi niya, tawagan na lang ninyo ang POC o si Mr. Frank Lau. And we also asked Mr. Frank Lau na abroad naman ngayon. No? So, hopefully, we can get more of this issue at maayos na nga para sa kapakanan ng ating volleyball community. Alright, bago po tayo mag-break, isa muna pong paalala mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The GigaLife app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the GigaLife app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network, one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video, $99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live more today!
Thank you!
Sa amin pong pagbabalik, ang masayang Casio Bash, kasama namin ang isang veteranong sports commentator, Mr. Bill Velasco, sa Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Photon, Joyride, at ng N Plus Go. Ang oras po natin, 8:47 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by Ultima and by M2 Veggie Drink. Drink your gulay.
Voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours with Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
True FM.
Sa 105.9, dito tayo sa totoo.
In 5 meters, turn the right.
Ha? Saan daw?
Paubos na ang load? Bitin! Mag-Gcash G-Load na. Daming pa-bonus. Hindi bitin. Dahil kada load mo, may bonus data, longer validity, at free health insurance with up to 2,500 pesos hospital allowance. Subject to eligibility. Terms and conditions apply. Kaya G-Load na sa Gcash. For select G-Load versus regular retail offers. G-Exchange Inc. is regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
Mag-load na sa GCash G-Load. Daming pa-bonus. Di bitin.
May issue ka ba sa batas? Tutok na sa Basta Batas! Kasama sina Jen Galvez, Rico John Ferrer at attorney ng bayan, attorney Edward Chico. Samahan ang Basta Batas sa bago nitong time slot tuwing Sabado, alas 2 ng hapon sa mga piling himpilan ng Vanguard Radio Network. Kasama ang Big Sound FM at Big Radio, 1188 DZXO AM at 3095 DWMG AM. Mapapanood at mapapakinggan na rin tuwing Sabado sa 1PH, True TV at True FM simula alas 2 ng hapon. Sundan kami sa Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, and X. Hindi mo alam? Ibasta batas mo!
Ang oras, 8:50.
Ang oras sa True FM ay hatid sa inyo ng Department of Tourism. Panahon na ng pagiging true. Broadcasting on 105.9 Mega Manila, 106.7 Davao, 101.9 Cebu, and 101.5 Cagayan de Oro. True news, information, public service, entertainment, and inspiration. Kami ang True FM. Laging true sa'yo, kapatid. Simulcast on True TV, on Signal Channel 19, and on TrueNetwork.ph.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Power and Play with Com Noli Iyala. Muli pa nagbabalik ang Power and Play at kinakamusta natin lahat ng mga suki natin sa 1PH Signal TV Channel 1, sa True TV Channel 19, and of course sa 105.9 True FM. Lahat po naman nakikinig sa atin sa fb.com ng Power and Play, and of course 1PH FB and YouTube channel. Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Partner, good morning!
Yes, maabi ka kabosan at sikay namin, di tanad linggayin Pangasinan, taninteron Pangasinenses. At syempre, palagi nanonood sa atin sa replay. Kaya ito, Sabado ngayon, bukas Linggo, Manungal!
Kamali ka, Manungal!
Kamusta dyan, kabalian?
Oo, syempre, lahat po ng mga sugi natin. But mga pala, meron akong mga kaibigan natin sa Kapas, Tarlac, partner. Naglaro kami doon sa Vista Country Club, and talaga namang napakaganda ng bagong country club golf course na yon. At yung mga nasa front desk, talagang nung nalaman nga, of course, tungkol kay Alex Ayala, and then sabi ko, manood kayo. Talagang tuwan-tuwa na sila daw ay tututok ngayong araw pong ito. So, again, maraming salamat po sa mga tiga Kapas, Tarlac at saka sa Angeles, Pampanga. Doon po sa mga Suarez family. Si CJ Tayag, si Boogie, si Ronnie, si Maning Suarez, and of course, ang aking kaibigan, champion tennis player and golfer ngayon, champion senior golfer ng Alabang, si Raymond Boom Boom Suarez.
Yun yung masarap magluto sa bahay?
Ang sarap. Yung bringhe, meron palang ganun.
Bringhe.
Ang sarap, partner. At saka yung pugo. Naku po, yung barbecue tocino. At yung Pampangas original sisig.
Wow.
Ang sarap talaga
naman. Ay,
naman.
Pala, partner. Gusto ko rin batiin dahil last week ay naglaro kami. Mga former players ng UP Maroons. No? Nakalaro ko si Ray Madrid, si Mando Salva, yung daddy ni Nico Salva, saka si Conrad Banal.
Puro matatangkad din
kaya nagmukha nga ako Shih Tzu eh.
Katabi ng mga golden retriever.
Kala ko matangkad na ako. Ang tatangkad pala nila. Kamusta? Next time, laro tayo ulit. Kasama naman si partner Noli.
Naku naman, syempre ha. Next time. At sa lahat po ng mga kaibigan natin na of course.
Ay, isa pa pala partner.
Yes, go ahead.
Isa pang basketball player sa UST. Si Sunny Calleja, nanonood sa atin. Magandang umaga, Sunny. Hope to see you again. Okay.
Alright. Well, at this point mga kaibigan, syempre, ipasok na natin ang ating paborito at masayang segment sa Power and Play, ang ating pong Casio Bash. At ang Casio Bash ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo, Love Your Journey. At ngayong araw pong ito, naku, maswerte tayo. Well, ito, busy-busy tumamang to eh. Na ating mga kasama, ang veteranong sports journalist, sportscaster, and sports analyst. Ating kaibigan, walang iba kundi si Bill Velasco. Good morning, Bill.
Hi, good morning, Bill.
Noli at Tito Jera.
Oy, Tito, magkasabay lang tayo. Nakikitito, sabay lang tayo, ha?
Gumagalang lang ako, gumagalang sa nakasama.
Nagbibigay galang. Nag naman, Tito. Kuya lang.
Mas matanda sa akin eh.
Bill, it's good to see you. As usual, you're looking good. Alam mo, lately, syempre, ang dami nating nababalitaan kung ano-ano. But let's stick to the more of the positives here. Alam ang PBA did a wonderful conference. Ang daming views. Obviously, the fans came back to watch. But at the same time, napakaganda nung kanilang naging format, nung kanilang imports. And now the PBA is changing a little bit of its rules, Bill. Nabalitaan natin na sila ay mag-a-adapt na ng FIBA rules. At karamihan dyan, including yung possession arrow, yung classification ng unsportsmanlike and disqualifying fouls, babaguhin na nila to fit FIBA's rules, no? Ano sa tingin mo magiging impact nito, Bill, sa ating national team program?
I think siguro magiging malaking tulong ito dahil siyempre lahat na ng player hindi na maninibago, no? Hindi lang yung mga hinirang sa Gilas Pilipinas. And at the same time, bibilis yung laro eh. Kaya yun ang hinahanap ng mga tao ngayon. You know? Wala na yung mga 2.5-hour games. Pag umabot ka na ng halos 2 oras, medyo nakakainit na rin. Yan na yung character ng mga audience ngayon. So medyo mainipin na sila. They want more action but they want it in a shorter period of time. So sa tingin ko, unang-una sa lahat, kailangan talaga saluduhan natin yung PBA kasi ginawa na nila lahat para ma-accommodate, no? Para makatulong sa national team. And I think they recognize the fact that unang-una, wala ng mga full-time national team ngayon. Hindi na talaga ginagawa yon. Pangalawa, FIBA's rules will not change. Kaya kailangan tayo na makibagay sa FIBA.
Oo. Tama yun, partner.
Oo, tama naman.
Diba?
Tsaka, majority of the players of the national team are playing in the PBA. Kaya mas maganda sanay na sila.
Ako actually, during my time, that was really part of my 4-point agenda. One of them was really to adopt FIBA rules. At alam namin nung panahon na yon, talaga doon namin ginawa yon, full FIBA rules, including yung flapping rule. Talagang nasimula namin yan. And I'm just happy that ang PBA is doing this dahil nga, alam mo, ang naging thesis ko nun, Bill, and I don't know if you believe this, where our national team goes is also where the PBA goes. Eh. In other words, pag successful ang national team, maraming nanonood eh. Pag medyo sablay, nawawala din ang interest. What do you think about that theory, Bill?
I think it's true. Everybody loves a winner. Sabi nga nila, success has 1,000 fathers and failure is an orphan, di ba? So, parang ano yan eh, parang bakit ba may PBA? Dahil yung mga teams na kasali dyan, pag maganda nila laro nila, ultimong produkto nila, bumibenta ng napakalakas. So, if our national team does well, then that says a lot about yung buong national basketball natin.
Yeah, and certainly the leadership and all the support that is coming to basketball. All right. Well, dito sa Cash and Bash, alam mo na ang drill, Bill. Hindi naman bago ka dito. So, pag sang-ayon ka, Cash.
Ganda na rhyming, drill, Bill.
Diba?
Kill, Bill.
Naalala ko pa si Butch and Bill eh. Pare, doon ako muntik na sa ating nasirang kaibigan na si Chino Trinidad, diba? But again, that's another story for another day. But pag sangayon ka, Cash, pag hindi ka sangayon, bash. And we will give you 3 topics this morning. And we will begin with the first one. Alam naman natin, tapos na ang NBA season. Kaya puro balita na sa off-season at Sos Mariosep ang mga balitang gumugulat sa atin, partner.
Huwat din to.
Huwat. At saka nangyari na naman dito. NBA summer has begun, of course, the off-season. At bumugad nga dyan ang mega trade kay Giannis Antetokounmpo mula Milwaukee Bucks papuntang Miami Heat. Nako, partner, ikaw masaya dito. Casio Bash, instant East contender ang Miami dahil magiging matinding combo ang Coach Eric Spoelstra at Giannis, the Greek Freak. Go, Bill. Bill? Mukhang naputol. Nawala siya. Hintayin natin. Babalik yan.
Ganda pa naman ang tanong na yan.
Diba? Ikaw, partner. Anong tingin mo?
Well, on paper, yes.
Contender.
Contender.
Hindi, sinasabi lang naman, instant contender. Diba? Wala naman sinasabing champion eh.
Contender, yes, definitely. Kaso nga lang, para sa akin, habang wala pa naman dito si kaibigan Bill, no? Ang downside lang, dahil sa akin talaga...
Tandaan natin, natalo Miami sa play-in, ha? Kaya, di ba?
But the combination of Bam Adebayo and the Greek Freak talagang it adds more height to the Miami Heat compared to the last NBA games, no? Ang masama lang ang loob ko because they have to, kung totoo man, no? They have to let go of Tyler Hero. Dahil
Marami yun.
Marami nga silang pero
tinanggal.
isa sa mabigat na barahang they have to let go was Tyler.
Yun ang key piece, eh.
Oo, yun ang key piece, eh. Because Tyler, for me, he's a phenom, na underrated. At a very young age, he played with the Miami Heat. Tapos talagang he delivered. Ang galing ng basketball IQ, di ba? But syempre, they have to let go as a replacement.
Ayan na si Bill.
Ayan na.
Bill, again, instant contender ng Miami Heat with this combination ni Eric Spoelstra at the Greek Freak. Go, Bill.
Ako, cash ako dyan. I think, pero gaya na lagi, meron tayong asterisk. No? It is a good thing for Miami. It's a good thing for Giannis. Kasi unang-una, napakalaking media market ng Miami. No? Sa Milwaukee, hindi masyadong pinapansin. May championship experience na siya. He has some good support at kailangan lang nila punuin yung bench nila. You have Andrew Wiggins, Bobby Portis, Bam Adebayo. Maganda-ganda na yung starting unit. So, that's half the problem solved. But, okay, ang question mark dyan yung health ni Giannis kasi parang paatuhod, balikat, ulo. No? Nagkaroon ng
parang kanta ng
right calf, left knee, lower back. Diba? So, ang tanong dyan is, kakayanin pa ba niya yung rigors? Lalo na sa East na medyo mas physical and, if they go deep into the playoffs, yung wear and tear, and this is a great opportunity to prove na he can do it in another place and especially a place na masaya siya.
Tama.
Pakiramdam niya na may suporta siya ng management.
Well, ako, nabanggit mo na nga, ikaw, partner, cash ka rin dyan. Dahil nga sabi mo. Ako rin, I agree. Contender lang naman ang pinag-uusapan dito. Remember, ang Miami was not in the playoffs. Natanggal sila sa play-in, natalo sila. So obviously, with this addition, this is a huge one para sa Miami Heat. Yung combination na yan, Eric Spoelstra, Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously is a terrific combination. But I'd like to add a third part of that triumvirate. Yung Pat Riley. Alam mo, yung Pat Riley, habang nandyan yan,
magaling bumuo yan.
Magaling bumuo yan.
Magaling bumuo.
Yun ang ano dyan eh. And we can already start seeing that he is trying to fill in the roster with the right pieces. We understand.
Alalahanin po natin, si Pat Riley, aral yan kay Jerry West. And Jerry West is the greatest dynasty builder in the West Coast. Lalo na sa Los Angeles Lakers. And he had some success elsewhere, sa Charlotte din yata, if I'm not mistaken. So, Pat Riley has studied how Jerry West builds championship teams. At siyempre si Pat Riley, tahimik lang yan. Pero magaling magmaniobra yan behind the scenes.
Absolutely. And we certainly look forward to this very interesting new Miami Heat team. All right, let's go to our second.
Team ko yan, Team ko yan.
Team mo yan. Hindi ko naman inaangkin yan. Lalabanan nyo ng team ko.
Yun.
Yeah. Timba. Hanggang ngayon, timba pa rin. Ang ating susunod na item, Bill, is still with the NBA off-season kung saan naku, isa na naman itong mabigat. Bagong Anthony Edwards LaMelo Ball duo ang nabuo matapos ang trade sa pagitan ng Minnesota Timberwolves at Charlotte Hornets. Naku, talaga naman, nakita mo, LaMelo Ball nasa Minnesota na. Casio Bash, hindi improvement kundi downgrade ang nangyari sa Wolves. Go, Bill!
Tingin ko, Bash yan. Unang-una sa lahat, wala naman talagang gusto maglaro sa Minnesota. Okay, let's be honest. Kasi saksakan ng lamig, you're in the middle of nowhere. Itong mga batang to, maghahanap ng gimika, ng nightlife, ng entertainment. It's hard to find it in Minnesota pag nakasuong ka sa snow. Diba? Pangalawa, si LaMelo is all-star, rookie of the year. May mga napatunayan na. The question is, can he play with Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
Diba? Can he play with all these other players that he's surrounded with? Dahil alam naman natin, magaling siya. He once had 14 assists in one game. He's youngest player in Charlotte's history to score a triple-double and score 30 points. Ang tanong dyan is, how will he get everybody else involved? What will the atmosphere be like? What would things be? What will things look like? What will the team look like? Tsaka tandaan natin, in the history of the NBA, you normally need 3 solid players, 3 superstars to carry a team.
Ngayon, may katulong na si Anthony Edwards, partner. Ikaw, tingin mo,
Anthony Edwards, yes.
downgrade ba to para sa T-Wolves? Casio Bas?
Yung nga hindi ko masabi, pero it's all about the chemistry Kung maganda ang chemistry ng dalawa 'di ba? Kapag wala, but I think there's a good chemistry. Iba naman kasi yung style of play ni Anthony Edwards kaysa kay Lamelo Ball. But ang pinakamalaking factor diyan yung sinabi ni kaibigang Bill. Malamig doon.
Ang hirap magpapunta ng superstar doon. Nakakuha sila ng isa. Well, alam mo, when you look at the mechanics of this particular duo now, nung araw kasi hirap na hirap si Anthony Edwards na magdala ng bola pababa, nado-double team kagad siya. And now, if you have a guy like Lamelo Ball, dapat daw ang mga kakalaban to double team Anthony Edwards. Dahil, una, may tira sa labas si Lamelo. Pangalawa, magaling kumat. Ngayon, kung si Lamelo naman na nagdadala and he can slash, you can see that you can have a chance really to have Anthony Edwards being open here. But again, ang question ko lang dito is how they fill up the roster, lalong-lalo na the bigs.
Yes.
Nawala kasi si Julius Randle na punta sa Brooklyn. Nawala rin si Naz Reid ng Minnesota. So both are big men na nawala dyan. They drafted some big men, but it's, of course, alam naman natin na mga rookies are not yet ready. So again, it will be, I don't think it's a downgrade. Obviously, sabi nga ni Bill, when you bring in a superstar, it's never a downgrade. But whether they can win instantly is another matter. So I guess it will be all dependent, as you said, sa chemistry. At the same time, kung paano nila i-fill up yung roster nila. Alright, let's go to our third item of the morning. Nako, local news naman ito, kung saan ang ating kaibigan na si Homer Saison ng Spin.ph ay nagsabi na susunod na NLEX Road Warriors coach daw, etong si former Sacramento Kings assistant coach Jimmy Alapag.
Who what?
So, Casio Bash, dapat din magkaroon ng national team role si Mighty Mouse. Go, Bill!
Well, ako, cash ako dyan. No? Of course, again, we have to say it's not yet confirmed.
Yeah.
As of now, it's, kumalat na may chismis na. Jimmy was the coach for player development ng Sacramento Kings for the last 3 years. But of course, every time, there are changes, damay-damay na lahat yan. So, Jimmy's contract expired, they parted ways with the team. Pero ang kagandahan nito is natuto si Jimmy sa harap ng mga NBA coaches. I mean, they faced everybody how many times in how many seasons. Hinawakan din niya yung G League team nila. So, a lot of learning for Jimmy. It will be very good for him to bring that to the PBA kung matuloy man sa NLEX. Ako, ang question mark ko lang dyan is what will be the setup, no? If we look at the example of Sean Chambers na pumunta rito para mag-coach ng FEU, college na yung mga anak niya, hindi na niya iniisip, no? They're independent. Pero sa kaso ni Jimmy, maliliit pa yung mga anak nila ni LJ. So, do you want to uproot them and bring them all to the Philippines? Na ito na naman, mabubulabog na naman sila. Parang marireplay yung nangyari sila sa kanila nung pandemic. Or, mag-isa lang ba siyang pupunta rito? Yung pamilya niya nasa Amerika, which will also be a very difficult situation. Yun lang naman sa tingin ko ang kailangan ayusin. But no doubt in my mind, I've always been impressed with Jimmy. I've always believed in him. Pumunta siya rito nung early 2010s na mag-isa siya. Wala siyang kilala dito. Wala siyang support system. And he managed to thrive in a very challenging PBA and national team atmosphere. So I think as a coach, as a leader, he will help anybody that he joins. No? And I'm sure this generation of players, they might not be fully aware, no? Sino ba itong si Jimmy Alapag na to? Kasi, syempre, nakaraang henerasyon na yun eh. Pati yung mga players ng Sacramento Kings, pinanood nila yung mga highlights ni Jimmy nung una siyang dumating. Oh, coach got game, sabi nila. so ngayon, mamamangha ba sila? Matutuwa ba sila? Will they be skeptical? Pero sa tingin ko, in the long run, anything Jimmy Alapag contributes will have a lasting effect sa PBA.
Absolutely. Partner?
I
Ang
totally,
tanong, dapat magkaroon ng national team duties, ha?
I totally agree with Bill here. Dahil, di ba, he may not be the head coach. Napag-usapan na natin to before, di ba? Yung possibility, Siyempre, that's one of the biggest problems sa Gilas team, Sino ba talagang gustong tatanggap na maging head coach? Dati nagpapalit-palitan yan. Ayaw ni Team Con. Until he was forced to lead the Gilas team. But ang maganda dito kasi kay Jimmy Alapag, naging Gilas member siya at saka may puso talaga.
Iyan ang talagang si Mr. Puso.
Puso. So I think it would be very good for Jimmy Alapag to have a big role in the next Gilas national
Hindi
team.
lang role, big role,
Big role.
para sa'yo. Well, ako, I agree. I mean, Jimmy is Jimmy. Whatever it is, however he will contribute. But I also agree with Bill. Unang-una, hindi pa to confirm. Pangalawa, how is the mechanics here? Of course, Tim Cone is Tim Cone, no? He knows also what he needs for the team.
Yes.
Alam niya yung mga pinagkakatiwalaan niya mga coaches. I'm sure he would be happy to work with Jimmy Alapag. But what role can be given to Jimmy is another matter. But again, we look forward to that.
I think Jimmy is humble enough to set aside his ego and he will help the national team in whatever capacity. Hindi naman tatanggi yan kasi alam naman natin makabayan yan is coached in the SEA Games, matulungin talaga yung tao na yan. So sa tingin ko, if he will help Sean Chambers be like the glue guy of the team sa Gilas Pilipinas, manage all the egos, help the players realize their individual potential, dun pa lang, that's a big burden off the shoulders of the head coach Tim Cone. And I'm sure Jimmy would willingly help the national team in whatever capacity.
Sana nakikinig nga sa atin ang SBP at saka si Tim Cone. Alam na alam ni Bill yan. Alam mo, marami ng pinagdaan ng mga experience to sa national team dahil pinakover nung araw ni Bill lahat yan. And so I'm sure he knows what are the needs and the requisites ng isang successful program. Bill, thank you so much. We look forward to having you on the show again. Have a good weekend. Enjoy, partner.
Thank you, Pom Noli, Tito Jerra.
Thank you, Bill.
Kaibigan natin, the veteran sports analyst and sportscaster. A benchmark to many sportscasters, si Bill Velasco on ating pong Casio Bash. Alright. Well, bago tayo mag-break, isa muna pong pagsilip sa mga pop culture at viral video sa mundo ng palakasan sa Stop and Pop. Ang title po ng Stop and Pop ngayong araw pong ito ay Runs in the Blood. Naku madugo to Madugo talaga to Ito po sa pinakaunang pagkakataon, sabay tumungtong. Ayun naman pala sa international podium ang Yulo Brothers. Gold at bronze ang inuwi nila Carlos at Carl Eldrew sa men's floor exercise ng 13th Senior Artistic Gymnastics Asian Championships sa China. Flawless as usual sa kanyang pet event ang two-time Olympic gold medalist, habang nagpakilala naman si Carl Eldrew na nang kayang sumunod at sumabay sa yapak ng kanyang kuya. Talaga namang double trouble na ang banta ng Pilipinas sa gymnastics. Patikim pa lang. Yan, at abangan natin na magiging domination ng Yulo Brothers sa international scene and hopefully sa Olympics. At yan din po ang ating Stop and Pop. Alright, bago tayo mag-commercial break again, gusto po natin magpasalamat sa lahat po ng tumutok sa atin all these years ng Power and Play. And ako, personally, partner, tayong dalawa, we would like to thank, of course, all the people who are behind the camera, behind ito pong pinapalabas namin tuwing Sabado. Of course, ang aming executive producer, si Mike Santi Santillan. Maraming salamat, Mike, for always being there for us. Siya na rin ang talent coordinator. Lahat na
Kumbaga Sara versus cross-trainer yan.
Oo, cross-trainer at saka Swiss knife. Diba? Siya rin ang tagabili ko ng mga breakfast namin ni partner Jera dito. Maraming salamat, Mike. Of course, si Chester Fajardo, ang ating writer. Si Emil Kailing, ating editor, playback operator. Direct Grace Toledo, our technical director. Rom Ortigas, Jerome Angeles, Lester Espanyola, ang ating pong radio system technician, Audioman. Thank you so much. Our former executive producer, Gab Malyari, na nakasama namin dito for a very, very long time. Si Dines Regner, ang aming marketing. And of course, si Tina Tan, si Ma'am Maria Cristina Stoner Tan, ang ating po naging consultant dito rin sa Power and Play. And of course, mula sa pamunuan ng NBC, Mr. Raul de la Cruz, NBC Consultant, si John Inigo, NBC OIC, Alvin Maanyo, Programming and Production Head, and si Ma'am Cherry Baile. Kapag ko na nakasama yan ang ating Operations Head. And of course, from Signal TV, naku, mga bossing natin to. Mga talagang tumulong po sa atin. Of course, ang presidente po ng Signal TV, Boss Ricky Vargas. Maraming salamat, Mr. Ricky, for supporting us all these years. Si Ate Shena, Ma'am Shena Olaso, ang first Vice President ng Channels and Content ng Signal. Signal Executives Gerard Milan, Miguel Villa, Carissa Gilas, Patrick Paez, Joey Francisco, IC Padua, at si Jonalyn Damian. Many thanks po mula sa aming dalawa ni partner Gerard Tito sa Power.
Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
And of course, pakita lang natin, bago tayo mag-break, ito po ang aming naging banter.
Una.
Yan ang unang-una po. And of course, yung ating pong unang-unang mga bisita sa Power and Play, June 30, 2018. Yan po, si Kinito Henson at si Tim Cone, si partner Elmer. Lahat po ng staff natin noong panahon na yon. Nagkainan kami, inuman. It was a wonderful time. And hindi ko po akalain, 8 years after, andito pa rin ang Power and Play. Again, thank you to everyone who made Power and Play a success story all these years. And of course, ang aking partner, si Jera, who joined me. Alam po, busy tong taon to. Pero sabi ko, partner, hindi ko na kaya. And Jera has brought in so much to this show. Partner, maraming salamat sa tulong. Maraming salamat. And we'll take a quick break. Sa amin pong pagbabalik, ang ating makakausap, mga record breakers, barrier breakers, si Jared Dillinger at si Zion Corrales Nelson sa Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Photon, Joyride at ng N Plus Gold on our 8th anniversary. Ang oras po natin, 9:18 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by Ultima and by M2 Veggie Drink. Drink your gulay.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Dito na kami!
Sa True FM.
Sa 105.9.
Celebrate the lives of your fallen family heroes at Tahanan ng Alaala in Himlayang, Pilipino. We offer premium memorial service by providing 24 hours personalized customer care with flexible funeral and chapel accommodation packages. At Himlayang Pilipino, we give honor to the heroes of your lives. For inquiries, you may contact us at 0968-896-4850 or 0917-713-5034 or visit us at www.himlayangpilipino.org.
Himlayang Pilipino.
Binabati ng 105.9 True FM ang MQuest Ventures sa karangalang iginawad ng Asia Pacific Broadcasting Plus Awards 2026. Pinarangalan ng APB Plus Awards ang programang Match Made sa Radio and TV Cross-Platform Production category at ang Sing Galing Celebrity Edition para sa Interactive Television Gaming category. Congratulations! Proud kami sa inyo, mga kapatid!
Level up your experience with Bet88 Sports. Enjoy competitive odds and lots of free bets. Bet88, all your favorite sports, all in one place. Bet88, your ultimate playground.
Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Gambling can be addictive. Know when to stop. Responsible gaming at pagcor.ph.
Sign up and play now at bet88.ph and get up to 8,888 pesos daily bonus. Bet88, your ultimate playground.
Panahon na ng pagiging true. Broadcasting on 105.9 Mega Manila, 106.7 Davao, 101.9 Cebu, and 101.5 Cagayan de Oro. True news, information, public service, entertainment, and inspiration. Kami ang True FM. Laging true sa'yo, kapatid. Simulcast on True TV, on Signal Channel 19, and on TrueNetwork.ph.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala. Alright, nagbabalik po ang Power and Play in our second hour. And again, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors na tumutulong po sa amin para maibigay itong mga show namin tuwing Sabado. Of course, ang ating kaibigan si partner Elmer Ngo sa Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Sa ganitong babago-bago ang panahon, ngayon umuulan na naman mga kapatid. Kailangan natin na matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang alam kong di kalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom, tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum.
Thank you! Mileage Asia Corporation, roofing the nation with Cherry Loom, galvanizing the industry with Sumo brand GI.
Thank you!
Photon, empowering the Filipino business. Kapag komportable ang biyahe, ang sarap mag-long trip. At yan ang atin ng Photon vans tulad ng Photon Trans Van, Photon Traveler, at Photon Tuano 15-seater at Photon Tuano Executive 11-seater. Turbo diesel ang makina, walang bitin sa lakas at hatak. Merong manual at automatic transmission, pang negosyo, pang barkada at pang pamilya. Merong 5-year or 150-kilometer warranty, whichever comes first. Pumunta o tumawag sa pinakamalapit na Photon dealership sa inyong lugar.
Thank you!
Cherry Tigo, love your journey! Cherry Auto Philippines has given motorists yet another reason to switch to its 7-seater all-new Tigo REV, a luxury edition SUV. The all-new Tigo REV LE has posted a best-in-class fuel efficiency rating of 84.28 kilometers per liter gasoline equivalent following a fuel eco run conducted by the Department of Energy in 2025. According to the DOE test results, the Tigo REV LE topped its class among vehicles evaluated across plug-in hybrid, diesel, and gasoline categories. The Tigo REV LE has a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine. It offers a combined electric and hybrid driving range of up to 1,400 kilometers on a full tank and charge. The model also comes equipped with multiple safety and driver assistance features, including advanced driver assistance systems, adaptive cruise control, and a 540-degree camera system. Own a 7-seater Cherry Tigo REV LE starting at 1.548 million pesos. Visit your nearest Cherry Auto Philippines dealership and book a test drive today.
Thank you!
Joyride, ang inyong bagong kasundo. Bawat lakad, bawat biyahe, may Joyride na para sa'yo. Joyride MC Taxi para sa mabilisang solo rides. Joyride Car para sa komportable at affordable na car rides. Joyride Taxi Cab para sa convenient meter rides. At Joyride Super Taxi Airport Transfer para sa hassle-free airport trips nyo. Always safe at affordable, mag-book na mga kasundo. Joyride, ang inyong bagong kasundo.
M2 Veggie Drink. Drink your gulay. Game on. Hydrate right with M2 Veggie Drink. packed with natural electrolytes from malunggay, okra, and ginger. It's gulay power in every sip, and yes, it's surprisingly delicious. Trusted by moms, loved by kids, perfect for school days, play days, and every day. Available at leading supermarkets and drugstores nationwide. Drink your gulay, mag M2 Veggie Drink na. Follow M2's official social media accounts for more updates, promos, and healthy tips.
Thank you!
N Plus Gold, tanda ng pagmamahal. May bago tayong teammate sa Power and Play, ang N Plus Gold. Adult nutritional powder drink para sa bawat laban. Powered ka with calcium, phosphorus, vitamin D3, essential nutrients for mobility and bone strength, at soy protein to support muscle development. N Plus Gold, tanda ng pagmamahal.
Thank you!
Ultima Vitamins and Minerals with ginseng food supplement, Korean Panax, ginseng Ultima.
Thank you!
Skin your face and body anti-aging center with branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills San Juan.
Thank you!
And Smart, live more today.
Thank you!
Thank you so much sa lahat po sa inyo. Alright, well, at this point, partner, alam mo, maganda itong susunod nating bisita sapagkat nagbigay siya na talaga ng magandang kumbaga idea sa atin kung paano pwedeng ang future ng Philippine Athletics. Ito pong susunod nating bisita ay ang bagong record holder. Record holder ng 100-meter dash. She just set a new Philippine women's 100-meter record of 11.19 seconds at the McNabb Sprint Series in California. And of course, she also competed recently in the ICTSI Philippine Athletics Championship, which served as a qualifier to the 2026 Asian Games. She is now our latest sprint queen, and she's no other than the Fil-Canadian Zion Corrales Nelson. Good morning, good day, good evening to you. Is it Zion or Zion?
Zion.
Zion.
Good morning!
Thanks so much for joining us, Zion.
Good morning, Zion.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
We're very, very happy to have you because it's not too often that we see a real athlete who is now the face of athletics and who could really show us what the future looks like. Congratulations on that magnificent feat. Let me just ask you about that. When you crossed the finish line and saw the clock, what was the very first thought that went through your mind, knowing you probably just became the fastest Filipina ever?
Yeah, I think when I saw the time, I rushed straight to my friends, and I went straight to my phone to call my coach because he wasn't able to be there for the final. But I called him right away, and I was like, "We did it! This has been a goal for us this season, and the season has went so well. So it was kind of just all about executing. And when it happened on the clock, I was like, okay, we're on our way. It's not exact. It was a great time and it was awesome to break the record, but I think we want a lot more. So it was good that we were on the right track.
That 11.19 Zion obviously broke the 11:27 of Christina Knott, which is of course the previous record, and you now become the fastest woman in Southeast Asia, practically, because of that particular record. It's a national record that has stood as a benchmark. What does it mean to you now to be part of Philippine athletics history? And how do you think this inspires the next generation of runners?
I mean, it feels great. I think I've always had this kind of like record in the back of my mind. I've been battling a lot of injuries in the past, but when KK ran it, I was like, it was an amazing time. And I was like, okay, that's something that's been in a goal for me. And the fact that it kind of has happened and I'm on my way, it's made me realize that there's more in the tank. And I'm so excited to break through more barriers and run a lot faster. But I think me and my coach have a lot of goals in mind, and that's, Asian Games and getting golds there, and then also breaking the 200-meter record as well.
Wow.
Yeah, speaking of Asian Games, Zion, on record, the fastest 100-meter dash for women is 11.15. You're just a few milliseconds away from breaking the Asian record.
Asian record.
Asian record by Susantika Jayasinghe. That was that was record in 2002 in Busan.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
That's like 0.04
Exactly.
of a second.
Exactly. So do you really see this breaking the Asian records?
Are you going for that?
Are you going for that?
I think honestly, anytime I step on the track, I'm really just focusing on execution, and I know that if I can execute, and I trust my coach's process and all the training we've done, that I know I can go a lot faster. So the goal was obviously a stepping stone of breaking the Philippine national record, but it's far from what my goal is, and that's just to run 10 seconds. So we're on our way, and we're chopping down, but I just know if I'm able to execute a race properly, that I think the sky's the limit.
Wow. Imagine that, getting into that level, that breaking 11 seconds, that is going to be absolutely crazy. Zion, you are, of course, Filipino-Canadian. You are based in Canada?
I was born and raised there, but I train right now in California, in Orange County. And I've just been in California for the past almost 10 years since I've been in school, in college here.
And in the Philippines, where do you trace your roots? Your mom is Filipina. Your dad is Canadian.
He's Jamaican.
Yes. So where do you trace your roots here in the Philippines?
My mom's family is from Tarlac.
Tarlac. Oh, have you been here?
Yes, plenty of times.
Many times. And do you still have relatives here?
Absolutely. I think growing up, we would go to the Philippines every year for like 3 to 4 months. So we would always be in Tarlac, and my family has a bakery there, and I would be, as a kid, like working in the bakery and stuff. But I think since finishing college, I've been able to go to the Philippines every year to be able to run at nationals and stuff like that. So I've been able to hang out with all my family back home.
Yeah, have you ever entered or accepted or entertained the idea of training here in the Philippines full time? The reason why I'm saying this, like Lydia De Vega, who used to be the Asian,
who's a legend.
Who's a legend.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But she became a legend because there were a lot of followers of Lydia De Vega here in our hometown.
That's right.
Yeah. And if you will be training here regular, and you get a big fan base here, you'll be placed among the icons of Philippine track and field.
Oh, I have been kind of thinking about that, but it's hard just because I love my coach and I love that what we built here, and anywhere that he is, I'm gonna be. And Coach Gary, Coach Gary Cabline, who's also was a Philippine athlete as well. I just trust his training, and I would love to go there. And sometimes I think in the next kind of leading into Asian Games that we're going to be there for about a month or two, just to train there. But I think it's hard because I would love to be wherever he's at and be able to kind of reach our goals. But it's always kind of been in the back of my mind. I would love to be in the Philippines. I love staying with my Lola all the time. So I would love for that to happen.
How about bringing your entire team here? Bringing your entire team here.
We just had the chairman of the Philippine Sports Commission on our show just a while ago.
It would be great for Philippine track and field if you'll be, staying here in the Philippines and train here. And everybody will be watching.
And you can hire Sir Jera to take care of your public relations here. I'm just kidding, Isaiah.
No, seriously. I think that would be a good idea for you. If you could bring your team here, train here, conduct...
even for a periodic period of time.
Yeah, for a periodic period.
But I think that's a great idea. I would love to do some camps also in the Philippines, have my team come out, have my coaches, so we can be there long term. But I think it's always been something that I've wanted to do, especially just to connect with everybody and be a part of that community.
Yeah, how does it feel to represent the Philippines now that you're running for the country? You are breaking records here. Obviously, now a lot of the burden is on your shoulder. How does it feel to represent a country that is so hungry for victories?
I feel so honored. I've been running for the Philippines since I was 13, 14. So it's always just been something about representing my roots and my family. And being Filipino has been such an impact on me and my family. We grew up in a very Filipino household, and like I said before, we'd go to the Philippines every year for months at a time. So I always felt so connected, and it was never really a doubt in my mind when I was running fast enough when I was 13, 14 to represent the Philippines at Worlds. And every time I put on the jersey, I just think about like my mom and my Lola and my family. So every time I just want to put the country forward, and I really want us to go into the world stage and be somebody or a country that, you know, other countries are scared of when it comes to those championships.
So you will be running in the Asian Games?
Yes.
Absolutely.
That is the plan.
And of course, hopefully you will also qualify for the Olympics. Is that something that is part of the plan, Zion?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think every track runner's goal is always to make it to the Olympics, and I'm no different. So this is just going to be a nice little stepping stone. But for right now, Asian Games and getting medals there is one of the most important things.
All right. Well, how many siblings do you have, Zion? Are you do you come from a big family?
Honestly, my Filipino side is like a super big family. I have 2 sisters. I'm the middle child. My younger sister also does track, and she's also a national record holder in the throws. But yeah, I'm a nice little middle child.
Nice. So we can see other Nelsons joining the national team very soon. We were just discussing the Yulos of gymnastics, both Kaloy and his brother, and they're making waves as well. They're already both winning medals, so hopefully your sister will join you very soon as well on the podium.
Definitely.
You know, I just have one interesting one question I want to ask, because obviously your training program is so much different, so focused when you're out there in the US. How do you think can you transfer that kind of technology
good
here
question.
to the Philippine runners, Filipino runners who are not based there or who cannot afford to go there?
Yeah, I think when I was growing up younger and I was able to run in some local Philippine meets, I always found it so amazing, you know, seeing the Filipino athletes, you know, running sometimes barefoot. And I would be just so amazed. And I just thought so highly of them that they were able to compete at that level. And as I've kind of grown older, I've seen how track has kind of transpired throughout the country, and it's begun to be way bigger. And I think there's so many really good coaches in the Philippine circuit over there, and I think it's just a lot more just like knowledge is being brought from either the States or wherever back into the Philippines, which is amazing. But I think to grow a lot more, it's up to a lot of, like, you know, sometimes the overseas athletes to come over, like you said, and maybe stay and train there for a couple months, and we can all like learn from each other, because sports in the States is always a big thing. And the reason that, you know, the US has a lot of amazing athletes is because a lot of people are always constantly competing with each other, and I think that grows. So I think it's kind of like, you know, up to us overseas athletes to come over there, compete, and like learn from each other to grow the sport even more. But I think in the last, you know, 10, 15 years, it's gotten so much better. And it's so cool every time I go to those national meets and see like all of like local athletes and how big the sport has gotten in the country.
Werner?
Yeah, Zion, few months away before the 2026 Asian Games. How's your training now? Are there any lineups for local or small international tournaments
leading to the
Asian Games?
Yeah, training's going really well. Right now we're kind of just more building, just because the season is so long and Asian Games is in September. But I do have 2 meets in the next 3 weeks in LA, and then 2 in the Canadian circuit. So it was kind of just tune-up meets, get back into it, and then hopefully when we go to the Philippines middle of August, we can try to go to some meets in Asia just to tune up before the Asian Games.
How is your conditioning?
It's honestly really good. I think this is like the best training I've had in like my entire life. So I think everything's really clicking. A lot of, you know, personal best in practice, and my body's feeling good. So we're definitely headed in the right direction. Right now it's just about being healthy and just training training through and getting ready for September.
Great.
Are you actually looking at the competition? Have you scouted the competition at all?
Honestly, sometimes people tell me about, what the rankings are, but I honestly, even in any race, I don't really pay attention to a lot of that. I kind of just am more focused on my execution.
Right.
But I know I have a very good chance of medaling, getting gold at the Asian Games. So I'm just trying to more focus on my execution, having my coach there, and us really dialed in for a really long competition in September.
And how many events are you running in the Asian Games if you were to be given that choice?
Right now I'm running 2 individual events, so the 100 and the 200,
right.
and then potentially 2 relays. So it's going to be a very busy, 2 weeks or a week and a half for me at Asian Games. But at least, getting the 100 and the 200 out first, and then relays right after. So it'll be busy.
Well, it will be busy, and we're all looking forward to you giving us a historic run in Nagoya in September, and we certainly will be rooting for you and praying for you. Zion, thank you so much for joining us today. All the best.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hope to see you again.
I appreciate it.
See you in Manila in August.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the sprint queen of the Philippines and of Southeast Asia, Zion Corrales Nelson. Sana nga, partner, makagawa siya ng kasaysayan sa Nagoya, Japan sa Asian Games. Ha?
Alam mo, unang tingin ko kasi kay Zion, no? Pwede good copy na pwedeng sundan ng mga Pilipino.
Saka very likable yung kanyang itsura. Amable. Alright. Well, mga kaibigan, bago natin ipasok ang ating huling guest, syempre, sumilip muna tayo sa mundo ng palakasan this week in sports history.
June 25, 1978 or 48 years ago, nakuha ng Argentina ang pinakauna nitong FIVB World Cup title. Sa likod niyan ng 3-1 extra time victory ng host country kontra sa Netherlands. Tabla ang laban 1-1 sa regular time at sinelyuhan ni Mario Kempes at Ricardo Bertoni ang kampyonato sa likod ng goals sa 105th and 115th marks. Fast forward sa halos kalahating siglo, defending champion ngayon ang Argentina na ginaganap sa 2026 FIFA World Cup. Argentina claims first every FIFA World Cup title this week in sports history.
Grabe, no? And now, of course, Argentina is still in the running. Ang World Cup tuloy-tuloy po. Tutukan lang natin yan. Napaka-exciting. Next week, we'll get another update mula kay Diego Cordero. Alright, at this point, mga kapatid, syempre, punta na tayo sa ating huling segment kung saan bida ang mga Pinoy sa mundo ng sports at ilalagay natin sila sa In the Spotlight. The person that we'll put in the spotlight today was a winner during his time in sports. He was a 9-time PBA champion, a PBA All-Rookie Team winner, a former second pick in the PBA draft, but he is also a winner after sports. At ang ating po mga kasama ngayon, no other than the former TNT, Meralco, and Ginebra forward, no other than Jared Dillinger. Good morning, Jared. Nice to see you again, man.
Good morning, Jared.
It's an honor. Good morning. Foremost, thanks for giving me a platform. I hate these intros when you guys build us up like that.
You deserve it.
It's true.
Hear stuff like that.
You deserve it, Jared.
I'm already flushing red, man.
I'll just tell you a little story, partner. When
please.
Jared came to the Philippines and he needed to stay to play a few games, there was a rule in the PBA, 25 games. He played in my league that I formed after the PBA, which was Liga Pilipinas, for a team called the Pampanga Buddies. And he was a guy that when I saw him, immediately I knew this is a guy that would become a real top player in the PBA. And not only a good player, but a good guy, because he was a really good person to have in a league. And Jared, of course, everything else was history after that. There was a series, of course, that just finished. Before I get to the main topic between you and among us, this was the Ginebra TNT, which were both your teams in the past. What do you think about that last series, Jared?
basketball, PBA, we're back, baby. I love it. I was having so much fun. And, there were some questions coming into the series because we had to, unfortunate changes at the import slot.
Right.
And I think it's still like what CMAC did. He put on a hell of a series. There people were wondering what was going to be the turnout of something like this because of the absence of Bobo. But, man, that was a series that we will not be forgetting anytime soon. There always has to be a winner and loser.
Right.
People, I have a live stream that I run, and everyone's asking me to pick a side. And I just want to see good basketball.
Right.
And so
Right.
mission accomplished for me, and I loved it. Congrats to Ginebra, but, it was a great series, guys.
Absolutely. Talking about a memorable series, in your career in the PBA, Jared, you've had so many, I'm sure, memories. You're a 9-time champion. I'm sure all of those championships were special. But do you remember your most memorable moment playing in the PBA?
Oh, man, this is a question you get a lot. I feel like when you're post-retirement, you get this question thrown around a lot. And I want to feel like the answer changes just depending on how, maybe on the different interview you're on or a moment. Because I played in the league for almost 20 years, and I've had so many wonderful moments I got to experience. I was World Cup in Spain when we beat Senegal. I was there.
Right. Wow.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I got to see Jimmy Alapag when he broke the record. I was at that game for most 3-pointers.
Right.
And then I was at the game when Marcio broke Jimmy's record.
Right.
Or LA when he broke the Ironman record. The 55,000 sold out fans, Game 7 against Bay Area Dragons with Ginebra.
Wow.
All of these moments were just like, I got to see so much, man. And I can't tell you which one is better than the other, but like I cherish so many of them. It's the whole thing's been great.
You've played with so many players. Before I go to what you do now, you played with so many players. Is there one particular player that you were not teammates with that you wanted to play with?
Oh man, I was lucky because the first national team I got on, I got to play with some legends. Like year one, I got to play with James Yap and Willie Miller and JJ Helterbrand and Cyrus Baggio, and I got to play with so many right off the get-go. Right. Man, you guys are killing me, putting me on the spot here. Okay, I wish I got to play with like a prime Mark Kagiwa. I got to be Kagiwa's teammate at the very tail end of his career, and I got to get to know him behind playing, the facade he puts on when you play against him when he was in his heyday.
Right.
I wish I got to play with him when he was really, cooking at high cylinder octane and old school Mark Kagiwa style.
Mark Kagiwa, MC47, obviously, one of the greatest that ever played. Let's go. I know that while you have had so much success on court, life after sports has been unbelievable for you. We saw my partner and I, Jared, saw your post in your Facebook, and that's why we wanted to get you on board. You moved to Naga after retirement, and you put up something that has been amazing. But first of all, why Naga? Why did you transfer to Naga, Jared?
Right. I've been getting that question a lot. And most of it rests with my wife. My wife was she was born and raised here in Naga, and we've been together for onwards over a decade now. And something that she would always wanting to consider is to come back here where her roots were. And I was not supposed to stay as long as I did in basketball. When we first met, I was gonna leave. I was gonna retire, but these contracts, and every year was a situation that if I'm here and the organization still want me around, then why not? Like, let's just kind of keep the train moving as it is. I'm so grateful, an organization like San Miguel wanting to keep me coming back. So we would always have to move the goalpost a little further. And so my wife had to wait in the back end, waiting for us to, make a move back out here in the province. She has such a lovely place where we have this big open farm, about 20 hectares, and the kids can be outside and it's just something that we decided we wanted to do for a while. So finally, when I finally did retire, we didn't take too much time before we transitioned over here, and we're still kind of, laying down our roots and soils. But it's ever since I got here, whether the community's been very welcoming and the LGU, the city of Naga, everything's been moving very like light speeds, it feels like right now. But we're trying to keep up with everything as it's moving forward. I'm sure you guys are going to ask me about what I've been getting my hands into, but it's been great. The city of Naga, I'm like their adopted son, it feels like at this point.
Yeah, how long have you been staying there in Naga, Jared?
Almost 2 months. That's it.
Oh, just 2 months.
About 2 months. Yeah.
So how's life treating you there in Naga?
And what are you doing there?
What are you doing there?
I mean,
right?
We saw. Okay, let's go straight. You have this app called Bagyo.app.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So what is this advocacy that you're doing now?
Yeah. No. So I have a company called New Frontier Court. We develop AI products solving, everyday type of solutions here in our society. So we specialize in predictive markets, and I first got into sports predictive markets, video game predictive markets. But then there was a time last year during Typhoon Uwan where we were all trapped in our houses. So me and the boys put our heads together and we started building an app, predictive markets for storm resilience and flooding. We made the news and we started getting some momentum, thinking, guys, let's use this for social impact. I mean, we have the ability, so let's go down this road and see what we can make out of it. We bootstrapped the whole thing. We didn't have any fun investors by any capacity. I ended up doing a TEDx talk about this as well, and that caught traction and made the TEDx platform. So it just kept snowballing, and it wasn't this clear plan of exactly what we were going to do. It just so happened that the city that we moved to, the Mayor Lenny, is such a tech progressive leader, and she understands the importance of utilizing tech like AI and blockchain.
Right.
And it just fit into our peg so seamlessly. When we told them what we built and what we're trying to solve, they were very open to hear us, more so than I don't want to say a normal LGU, but they were very more open to hear what we developed and how we could be implemented or integrated into the city of Naga. And it's been moving quite fast ever since we've been here. We've been getting so many inquiries from multiple LGUs from around that want to learn more about how they could apply this to their city or to their municipality to hopefully offset this, flood disaster type of situation.
What do you exactly do? I mean, predictive market. What do you exactly do? Your company for the LGU?
Yeah. So the way this app is developed, it's just to solve one problem. It's just we're a disaster information platform. Okay. So the way it works is really simple. When a typhoon hits the city, gentlemen, usually most people, the answer is like, what breaks, right? And usually you say power, the roads, the internet, the cell signal, right? These types of things. So, and we've all been accustomed to it. But really it's information, gentlemen. It's fragmented information, right? Because we know when the storm's coming as a people. We know when it's coming, but because Pagasa tells us, the news, Facebook chats,
right?
But it's from all these different sources. And so when we do posting like, the flooding is here, the roads are closed here, the bridge is collapsed here, it's everywhere. So what we're trying to solve is that we want to put it all in one place. Right? We want to put all the information in one place so that when the user or a victim, they need to make a report on the app, everything gets aggregated. The weather, Pagasa, all the data that people normally have to scavenge through multiple sources is just in one place. So because the issue is by the time all that information comes in, gentlemen, and the LGU needs to see all this information coming from multiple areas, it's too late. And by that time, the information already changed. So we're trying to save resources and time. Now, there's always a ton of apps out there, you know, and I'm not saying our app is going to solve all the issues, and we're not here to step on anyone's toes. We're here to supplement the already current existing protocols and systems that are in place, because we are open source. So people can use whatever they feel that they can pick out of us to put in their existing systems to make it stronger.
Right.
Right.
But Jared, is this app already operational and being used by the city of Naga?
So let me. I have to be very careful of my words here. So, yeah, because I'm learning. Like, this is my first time talking and working with the government, and this is my this is fresh footing. So we signed an MOU with the SK Youth Federation. Now they are the community leaders of the 27 bar guys here in the area of city of Bicol. So they are going to be the first ones using this app to help us get better input, better data, so we can weaponize this to make it stronger before someone like the city of Naga can make a full partnership with us to implement it officially. So it is a pilot that we are doing here in the city of Naga, but there are no forms of partnerships officially yet with the city itself. Just with the SK Youth Federation is the first step in. So we are in talks with the NENAG and City of Naga, we're talking to the right folks to push this the right way. But there are many systems and steps I'm learning when you work with the government that you have to go. Tons of documents, tons of forms that we need to follow the right, due diligence, which, as it should be, that's the right steps that we need to follow. But we are on our way. And
all right.
So it is something that we're trying to do is of social impact. I do wanted to say, though, on top of this all started because we got put into, our company got put into this incubation program called the Blockchain Alliance for Good. And these guys, they are tied to the United Nations, and they pick 5 companies, gentlemen, from globally that they put into their system, and they have a watchful eye, tons of advisors helping us make the right steps and how to do this properly.
Nice.
And, by the next week in July, they're going to pick a winner out of these 5 companies who will be like their flagship. And if we can hopefully be that winner out of these 5 other companies, then, hey, we'll get some good ties to the United Nations. Yeah, man, it'd be even better that we can try to get more resources and exposure to what we're trying to solve here in our country.
Yeah, well, what made you, get interested with this kind of business or new business? Are you a tech guy ever since before?
I've always been a tech guy, and I'm not here to try to change the stigma of a post-career athlete. I just wanted to, honestly, gentlemen, get into something that for me personally would stimulate me and interest me, and know that I'm going to be growing in other facets as a person, knowing that these things that I am getting myself into, it's going to make me uncomfortable. I love sports and basketball, and I can always go back to it, which I got thrown right back in the fire, by the way. Boss Patrick Gregorio at the PSC was here like last week, and we were at a sports launch, and he already announced to everyone in Naga, like, hey, JD's going to help grow the grassroots program and all the help the systems out here for sports and youth. And I was like, yeah, you got me. Yeah, I'm that guy. So I got thrown right back into it, but with grace. Of course, I love helping the sports and youth programs. That's something that's not hard to do.
I gotta wrap this up because we're running out of time, Jared. But
absolutely.
Let me just ask you one final question here, very quickly. How do you compare the satisfaction between playing in your PBA career and now what you do for the city of Naga?
You know what? It feels very similar. I'm not gonna lie. Sir Comnoli, it feels very similar. You're making people happy. You're inspiring people. Maybe it's a different lens.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But it still feels the same. It feels the same when I was a basketball player and kids are coming up to me saying, oh, thank you. You inspired me because of what you did. Yada, yada, yada. It's the same feeling I'm getting right now. And it makes me feel good about myself, knowing that what I'm applying myself to is helping people. And at the same time, I'm getting something from it. I have kids.
Absolutely.
I want them to look up to me, and I want them to see the things that I put myself through and connected myself with is something that's helping our community move forward. So I'm getting something out of it too. You know, it's not just me giving. I'm
You
definitely
should,
thinking-
and it's all your hard work. Well, congratulations, Jared, and thank you for sharing everything with us. We look forward to getting more news from you, including your basketball activities. But again, congratulations on what you do for the city of Naga. Thank you so much.
Guys, thank you for the time and the platform. Appreciate you guys.
Mga kaibigan, Jared Dillinger, mga kaibigan, what a project ang ginagawa niya ngayon. Ang ganda nun. Predictive marketing, helping sa mga natural calamities.
Kumbaga ngayon, kumukuha muna sila ng inputs bago i-apply.
Para isa na lang ang platform, makikita ng
tao. Sa mga
tao.
ibang barangay, kumukuha ng
Alright, well mga kapatid, again, bago tayo magtapos, gusto lang namin announce lahat po na nanalo sa Joyride. Si Ralph De La Cruz, Maria Requioma, Cassie Obedosa, John Michael Ortigas, at si Genia Nerias. Again, thank you for joining us all these 8 years and we look forward to more years with you. Maraming po salamat sa Panginoon. Again, tuwing Sabado, bawal po masungit at sa lahat ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po.
Happy Sports Weekend sa inyo lahat.
More power
and more play.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at magpapatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, tsumbe, subay, lakay, amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Power and Play was brought to you by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, love your journey. Photon, empowering the Filipino business. Joyride, ang inyong bagong kasundo. And N Plus Gold, tanda ng pagmamahal.
Halina't makinig.
May issue ka ba sa batas?